Cesar Chavez will be remembered as one of the leading civil rights figures during the mid-20th century. He was instrumental in the establishment of fair labor laws for agricultural workers in California and throughout the United States. As an adult, he became involved with the Latino civil rights movement to help eliminate social injustices and discrimination. His peaceful demonstration methods provided him the attention and political strength during the civil rights movement. Cesar's legacy lives on today through numerous programs and foundations that continue to provide services and support to farm worker and Latino families. On March 31, 1927, Cesar Chavez was born to Latino immigrant parents that taught him the importance of family, faith, and working hard to achieve the American dream of success. Cesar's family lost their farm in 1939 during the Great Depression and were forced to pursue employment as migrant workers in the produce fields of California. As a child, Cesar worked alongside his family in an effort to bring in enough money to survive. This lifestyle forced them to move frequently with the changing growing seasons, and Cesar received a limited formal education. However, this did not deter him from becoming a legendary civil rights activist. As a young adult, Cesar joined the Navy in 1946 and served in the Western Pacific after World War II. Upon Cesar's return to civilian life, he continued working in the produce fields of Delano, California, where he met his future wife, Helen Fabella. They were married and began a family, which brought them 8 children and 31 grandchildren. During Cesar's time working in the fields, he personally witnessed and endured the difficult life that was faced by himself and other agricultural workers. Cesar's Latino heritage, culture, and Catholic faith provided a strong foundation of family and the desire to improve poor working conditions, minimal pay for migrant workers, as well as expose the corruption among labor contractors. Agriculture farming employs many Latinos, especially in California, Texas, Arizona, and Florida, which is where he focused his attention to organize communities in an effort to bring attention to unfair labor regulations. Cesar was recruited and trained by Fred Ross, the founder of the Community Service Organization, which prompted Cesar to leave his full-time job in the fields and join the movement to increase voter registration and establish additional chapters throughout California. Cesar created a unification of the agricultural workforce and brought public awareness to their unfair working conditions. By 1962, Cesar left the rankings of the Community Service Organization and formed his own farm workers union based in California, which would later become the United Farm Workers of America. He believed that with labor unification and a strike, if necessary, he would be able to influence a change in the unfair treatment of migrant workers. One of Cesar's more famous peaceful protests occurred in 1965 during the grape field strike in Delano, California, which garnered attention from the mass media and religious press. Cesar had earned the respect of his peers and many politicians, including President Robert Kennedy. As a civil rights leader and labor union organizer, Cesar Chavez proved that violence was not necessary for change to occur. In 1966, Cesar participated in a peaceful march on the capital of California to bring attention to the grape strike and consumer boycott initiative. In addition to marches and boycotts, Cesar found that fasting would be another peaceful method to draw attention to injustices faced by immigrants. By 1970, his efforts helped to finalize the signing of contracts between growers in Delano, California, and the United Farm Workers, which brought a peaceful ending to the conflict in the vineyards. Cesar was also able to voice his concerns for the dangers associated with pesticides and worked to eliminate their use on fruits and vegetables. The legacy of Cesar Chavez will live on for generations to come. His demonstration of nonviolent strikes, boycotts, marches, and hunger strikes led to the eventual passing of California's Agriculture Labor Relations Act in 1975. He also founded the Cesar Chavez Foundation that continues to provide benefits to the farm worker and Latino community. He established an education fund to help provide the resources necessary for continued learning for less fortunate families, the National Chavez Center, and a program known as the Housing and Economic Development Fund to offer affordable housing to farm workers and the elderly. Cesar is remembered as an American hero, that embrace the calling to fight for Latino civil rights and equal treatment for all agricultural workers.